welcome, my friends, welcome everybody, my family, my brothers, people who like our videos. We love you, and we appreciate every time you really come on and watch what we're doing. We thank you to support us. Together we grow and we do great stuff. So today I have Malik, and we're gonna do some good stuff. Welcome, man. How you doing?
Great, man. Appreciate you for asking.
Yeah. It's been a long time, man. It's been a few days. How you
Yeah.
been?
I've been pretty good. I've been pretty good.
Yeah, I know it's been cold. That time I thought about, uh, I thought about asking if we can do something, but I was like, bro, how can you drive outside like now? It was. I think this weather. I haven't seen this weather in Ohio for years. I've been in Ohio for 5 years. I think it was the coldest weather I've seen in Ohio.
Probably for you, but it was way worse. Like when nobody was really in Columbus and stuff,
Yeah,
but it was bad at one point. It was
yeah.
like, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Ukraine. We're gonna talk about Ukraine. We're gonna talk about Trump. We're gonna talk about US because what's going on in Ukraine and the US involves our the whole that involves the whole world, especially US, because of the money that's been sent to Ukraine. So there is a lot of going on right now, and people are afraid that Russia is going to take over Ukraine because if Ukraine doesn't have money to fight, to buy a weapon and keep fighting, Russia is going to take over.
And
You know
then
what I'm
I'm
saying?
I'm gonna also say this.
Mhm.
Well, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've done a little bit of research here and there on a couple of things.
Mhm.
And what I found is that they said that Russia sent like a bomb or a missile or something. And turns out it was the Ukraine doing like a test or something. And then I guess it just got blamed on the Russians. And that's basically started a little controversy. And then they started going back and forth and with the people and with politics and everything. But really, it seems just like a huge scam because it's just like, what are you doing? Why is both sides of your people just dying for no reason? If you really blame these people, you really think Russia even cares? Like, come on, Russia is Russia. They're a big, strong, powerful place themselves. What do they have to do with you? Yeah, it would be nice to have you. You probably have your minerals and everything. But at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, don't step on my shoes. I don't step on your shoes. But hey, the little guy is over here got little guy syndrome talking to the big guy. So it's like, what is you doing? You can't just be sitting there
What do you
bullying
mean?
everybody. You can't sit there bullying everybody because your country is smaller than others, because your military is smaller than others. Now you're using that as a tactic saying, hey, well, they're bullying us. They're the big military and they're treating us like we're nothing and we're just standing up for ourselves. No, that's wrong and that's not correct. I don't think Putin is a man of that type of work.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a video uh, when I think ex-CIA is saying that if America stop to supply Ukraine in 6 months, they will run out every weapon. Like they're gonna just stop, which is crazy. Like you said, the little guy have to be protected. To me, the little guy
Yeah.
have to be protected,
Yeah.
and that's what US was trying to do.
No, I agree. I agree. But then I don't agree because it's just like, look at the dude. Like, come on. If you really wanted to help somebody out, you think just throwing money at them or throwing military um stuff at them is really helping them? because
Yeah, a
because
lot of billion,
ultimately
hundreds of billion already sent to Ukraine.
because it at this point is just a waste of money because we all know the end result unless US
That's true.
itself gets off their shoes and be like, okay, we're going to go to war with you instead of sending you money and everything, then you might have a chance. Which is not going to happen.
Yeah.
But at any point, you're not going to win. So you're just getting money for no reason. So where's this money actually going towards? Because we sent you a whole bunch of money. We sent you a whole lot of money. And you know, Ukraine, I'm not trying to convict anybody of being corrupt, but you know, Ukraine has been a corrupted place. Ukraine been got caught plenty of times for money laundering. So where's the money actually going? We can't just be, that's like giving a criminal the keys to a vault that has hundreds of billion dollars in it, and then every month we're losing 200 billion, and it's like, oh shit, where's all our tax money going to? And then we're looking at, and then we gave the criminal the keys to the damn safe. So it's like the same thing. I'm trying to explain it. You know, you understand, but
No,
like,
I agree. I agree about what you say. The one thing we don't agree on is, should we let Russia take over Ukraine? That's where I don't agree with you.
they're not gonna. I never said that I wanted Ukraine to get taken over by Russia. But hey,
No,
that's
you sound like Trump saying, "Hey, you started this war. We're gonna give up on you. If you don't stop it, you're in trouble."
nah. It's just said you're gonna
No.
stop it, dude. Let me say this. Do you understand that that's not? It is our business, but it's not our business. This is why. This is why other countries don't like America, because we invade their countries.
I agree.
No, that's why they don't like us. So
agree.
so what are we doing? Helping everybody else that don't like us, that's over there. No, you say we're helping other countries. No, we're invading. We're putting our military base in your country just so we can get all the intel and show our strength off.
Let
But
me
it's a
play
waste
this.
of money.
Let me play this video for a second, and then I will hear what you say. Hopefully, that can change your mind.
Run out of artillery shells by May or June. This after President Trump ordered a pause to all U.S. military aid. With us now is CNN Chief National Security Analyst Jim Sciutto. No artillery shells by May or June. That's one impact. What else are we likely to see?
In a word, I spoke to a U.S. military official. The word is devastating. So start with munitions, artillery shells, which had already been an issue for the last several years, getting enough in given the consumption of the shells on the front line. But even bigger is air defenses, because Russia is continuing and even expanding its onslaught through the last several weeks and months. And the Patriot missile system, the U.S. Patriot missile system, is the only system Ukraine has that could shoot down ballistic missiles from Russia. They have other systems that could take down drones, which are slower moving, etc. But for ballistic missiles, some of the deadliest, that is only the Patriot could take it out. So they begin to run out of the missiles that supply those air defenses. The next level, which will be devastating, would be the loss of intelligence sharing, because the intelligence sharing, it goes in both directions. One, it's about picking your targets on the Russian side to push them back, but it's also overwatch as you're watching all these weapons come in. Without that, Ukraine is at an enormous disadvantage. And then the final one is morale. I've been hearing this both from Ukrainian officials and Americans for some time, that as they feel America abandoned them, and that is how they view it. I had a Ukrainian officer message me this morning calling it a betrayal. The folks on the front lines who are already suffering are wondering, if America doesn't have our back, am I a sitting duck out here, right? Does that begin to break down cohesion on the front lines? It's a genuine concern.
Look, it's a proud people, but they are so vulnerable, and they can only take so much. So where does this move, Jim? Where do you see it fitting into sort of the evolution that we've seen among some Republicans, especially?
This is a much bigger shift than just Ukraine. Ukraine is one piece of it. And we should note that this is not entirely new, right? This will be the third time Trump and or Republicans have suspended military aid to Ukraine with impact. Subject of the first impeachment, 2019, Trump suspended it because he wanted to get Zelensky to investigate the Bidens. You'll remember the House GOP waited 6 months to add aid, and now we have this again. And by the way, that 6-month pause had enormous impact on the battlefield. They felt it, and it took them a long time to get back to it. So this is a string that shows you that Ukraine is not a priority for this president and hasn't been for some time. The thing we have to be conscious of, it is not just Ukraine that he is signaling moving away from. It is Europe as a whole. And look at his public comments, right? You got to do more on your own, which is a fine position for an American president to take. But the way European leaders are taking this is that the U.S. will no longer protect us. We are on our own. You hear that from the chancellor-to-be in Germany, right? That we cannot rely on the U.S. to defend us as the U.S. becomes more aligned with Russia and Europe, which is a remarkable statement to make. But these moves together put us closer to Russia's positions on these issues than our own treaty allies. That's a remarkable development.
It really does seem that way, at least in terms of negotiating an end to the conflict inside Ukraine. Jim Sciutto, great to see you.
They're part of the United States. And if that's the case, that they get to help their native land, then why don't America get to help our native land with the Native Americans or Africans, African Americans? Why don't we get just like you get to help your native people out and you want to help Europe out, why don't we get to help Africa out? Because that's where it was built off of. It was built off. So it's very hard. It's very hard to sit here and I'm not going to say care, but it's very hard to sit here and listen to this and actually care about, I'm not going to say European or everybody, because I believe everybody is equal. But at the end of the day, it's very hard to care when it's like, they're pulling away our military aid. They're pulling away our military aid. Well, who were you? What did you do for our country? What did you do at all for America? Because there's African Americans struggling day by day, every day out here right now. And America was built off of that, built off of black slaves owning on a cotton plantations, slave trade, and all of that. So it's like, before you think I'm going to care about us pulling military aid off of a European, off of the people that couldn't wait to do that to us, it's like, what are you talking about? No, I'm going to care about taking care of our people first.
So your view is not, you're not alone. Most of especially most of Republican, that's what they say. How can we get all these billions to send to the world, but we cannot help our people in the country?
What did they do for our country?
When it comes to housing, food stamps, all the stuff, we don't have the money. But when it comes to supporting Ukraine, they got hundreds of billions. See, so Trump, that's what Trump is saying. Help us first before we help Ukraine.
And then it's like, bro, we have Black Americans. Yeah, I'm not blaming slavery. I'm not going to make slavery an excuse in my life, but it damn sure just can't be swept under the rug, because a lot of people were affected by it. You took our ability to read. You took our ancestors' ability to read and write. They couldn't read and write. So it's like, yeah, you're going to grow up poor because your ancestors, your elders couldn't read and write. So yeah, there's going to be a food chain affected. So it's like, before you think I'm going to care about them stopping military aid so they can give back money to the Americans, it's like, great shit. Is when we're finally liberated. You want to talk about being you want to be a Democrat. You want to talk about liberation. That's real liberation right there.
Okay, let me tell you something. It's crazy now. Look, the U.S. stopped. They pause intelligence sharing to Ukraine. So Ukraine is it's done right now.
Look at this guy.
Finished. Look, U.S. poses intelligence sharing with Ukraine. That means they don't have a clue with what's going on. CIA was sharing with Ukraine every single piece of information, where Russians are, what they do, what they're trying to do, everything. If Iran was sending weapon to Russia and how much and whatever, when North Korea was sending a military weapon to Russia, how much, whatever, U.S. was just bringing those information, tell Ukraine, hey, be ready. This is what's going on. You gotta do this. You gotta do this. You gotta do this.
I'm gonna say this.
Now they stop. 1 second. I'm gonna play this video.
Let me say this before you play this. Let me say this before you play this.
Go ahead.
It absolutely does not matter. As long as it's like, why do I need information on you? Why do you need information on me? Unless you're planning to do something to me. but no side, every country we're flourishing on our own.
Yeah, that's what Trump said. If you don't stop the war, if you don't come to negotiate to get this minerals deal, we're gonna stop everything. Obviously,
Because what does he need? He's cool, bro. We're cool. Trump is cool with the world leaders. He gonna get his own information.
Okay, that's
So Zelensky need us. We don't need him. Unless he give us the minerals, which he already agreed to it. That's why he agreed to it.
You sound like Trump, bro. Look.
All right,
National security analyst and expert and retired Marine intelligence officer Hal Kemper. He joins me. Hal, thanks for being with us. You were on last night after President Trump's speech there. And then we got the news today in some of these reports that the United States has cut off intelligence sharing with Ukraine. And according to Reuters, they described this in a move that could seriously hamper the Ukrainian military's ability to target Russian forces. So earlier in the week, we had a pause on all military aid and funding to Ukraine. And now intelligence. What is this meant to do here?
Well, it puts a lot of pressure on not just President Zelensky, but all the Ukrainian military, all their national security capabilities there. Intelligence targets tend to move a lot, all right, especially on a fluid battlefield, a mechanized battlefield. Even those things like ammunition dumps, headquarters, things like that, they don't stay permanently in one place. So you have a time on target issue in terms of when you gather that intelligence. Is it, you have to figure out where they are, is it valid, and then do the full mission workup before you actually prosecute that target with whatever you use, whether it's a something from a HIMARS or a drone, artillery, whatever it is. And so when you lose intelligence, it makes it difficult to find those targets from an intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance standpoint. And it makes it more difficult to validate those targets as to what you should hit them with or when you should hit them, because you're not quite as sure. It's not to say that the Ukrainians don't have a lot of intelligence capabilities organically. And it's not to say they don't get intelligence from other sources. For example, from other countries in Europe that share intelligence with them. But the U.S. has certain capabilities, particularly with very advanced technical capabilities, such as satellites and things, that are well beyond what other countries, even the European countries, have. And they've been really decisive as a force multiplier, if you will, for Ukraine in this entire war. So it's a big hit. In other words, They can't prosecute the war at the same operational tempo that they have been while this intelligence is turned off.
I want to put this up on the screen. This is a joint statement there from CIA Director John Ratcliffe and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz saying this, publicly acknowledging that President Trump's pause on assistance to Ukraine includes intelligence sharing. They say, as ranking member of the Intelligence Committee, I've observed how critical our intelligence relationship with our Ukrainian partners has been in holding the line against Russia's relentless and brutal offensive, saying it has saved the lives of Ukrainian service members and civilians alike. The pause on providing materiel to Ukraine against Putin's aggression is unconscionable on its own, but the idea that we will now withhold life-saving intelligence from Ukrainians who are fighting and dying is unforgivable. Any pause in intelligence sharing must end immediately. So, misspoke there. This is from the ranking member on the House Intelligence Committee, the Democrat from Connecticut, Jim Heim.
I'm going to say this. This is why there's one president. This is why there's not thousands and hundreds of thousands of senators. This is why there's only one.
I think there's only
governor,
400.
Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
This is why there's only one governor, one judge, one FBI, one CIA, whatever you want to call it. This is why there's only one president. And this is why, because it's like we already trusted a man's viewpoint of how everything should go. And even if it doesn't sound right to you right now, it's going to be right in the future. Because it's not about right now. This is why everybody's not cut out to be a leader. You can see it's all everybody's thinking right now. Oh my God, the lives. No, in the long term, there's going to be people affected more if this war continues is so simple. It's so simple. That's why everybody's just like, bro, what are you talking about? What are you doing? You have to be, it's so simple to stop it that it's like you have to be scamming at this point because you're basically over there running a dictatorship. And nobody's saying that, but we're kind of still saying that because we're looking at you like, what are you doing? Because it doesn't make sense. You're killing your people for no reason. It's no way you're going to win this war. What are you doing? You're not going to win. No matter how hard you do, no matter how hard you try, unless we actively get involved. Now we have War 4, what is it? World War 3, 4, whatever the fuck it is, breaking out because of a small country. A small little place. Like, dude, that doesn't even make sense. And then next thing you know, we're dying. We're spending, we're taking money out of our people's mouth that they're already starving to help people that's not going to win anyway. So you're just dumping money off for no reason. You're just losing money. You're just giving away money at this point. We're just going to work every day and paying our taxes and just giving it away for no reason at this point. Just fuck it, have it.
That's what makes me sick, bro.
Just have it. Go ahead. Let's see if you can withstand another 50 days. Go ahead, have 50 billion and blow through that 50 billion in 100 days.
I think if you ask most American, everybody would say, hey, stop this. Stop it. Stop it.
But they're not gonna,
at the end of the day, that's the people's money they use, and we're not gonna get it back.
They're like, oh my God. They're like, oh my God, people are dying. Dude, African Americans was dying for this shit.
In the other countries, people are dying now.
No,
Nobody
okay,
cares.
other countries. But we were here dying for this in America. We went through plenty of wars and came out and died for the shit. White people died for America too. We all died for America. So it's like, when are we going to go for our own people? When are we going to do for our own people? That's European. We should all feel assaulted right now with everybody. You want to go help another European state out, the same Europeans that was just slaving us and everything, and give a fuck about us?
Yeah.
So that's who you want to help out? Why can't you help out our people? Because we have the same rights as you do. We built this fucking country. Fuck your founding fathers. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to all them, but shit, at the end of the day, we built this country just as long as you built the fucking country. And I'm not gonna sit here and say we built it more or you built it more. Shit, I mean, yeah, whatever, however you want to put it. But at the end of the day, shit, you built, your founding fathers was European, and our slaves of our labor, of our back, and our ancestors built this fucking country. So you.
President Donald Trump issuing an ultimatum to Hamas, warning that Gaza will suffer if all remaining captives are not released. It comes as after his administration confirmed that it held direct talks with the militant group in Doha. Discussions between the two sides, along with mediators from Egypt and Qatar, reportedly took place last night. And Mr. Trump earlier urged Hamas to leave the enclave while they still have a chance, adding there will be, quote, hell to pay if demands are not met. Now, the U.S. president also suggesting that he was sending Israel weapons to finish the job. Hamas says Mr. Trump's threats are complicating efforts and that it would encourage Israel to back out of the ceasefire deal. Now, let's get more. We have Nick Harper live from Washington, D.C., as well as Charles Gibson, who is live from Tel Aviv. And Nick, first to you. It is unprecedented for the U.S. to negotiate directly with groups like Hamas. So what's come out of the talks in Doha?
That's right, Jill. It's a long-standing policy of the United States not to directly engage with any groups that are designated as a terrorist organization, such as Hamas. Normally, they would use intermediaries like Qatar and Egypt. But here we're seeing something very different. And the Trump administration would say this is all part of Donald Trump's out-of-the-box thinking to try and solve global problems, global conflicts, global crises. We know that the US hostage affairs envoy Adam Boehler was in Doha. He was taking part in those direct talks with Hamas, all aimed at trying to release the remaining American Israelis being held by the terrorist organization. There are 5 in total. Only one of them, though, is thought to be alive. That is Eden Alexander. The other 4 American Israelis are all thought to be dead. The US is trying to get their bodies returned. We're also hearing news as well that the US spoke to Hamas about the second phase of this ceasefire plan. Egyptian sources saying that those talks ended positively. But on top of all of this, we're seeing Donald Trump on social media with a very fiery ultimatum for Hamas. He told them to release all the hostages now, not later, and immediately return all the dead bodies of the people you murdered, or it is over for you. He also called the group sick and twisted, and went on to say, this is your last warning. If the hostages are not freed, you are dead. That last word in capital letters. It's not clear what action the United States would take, but it certainly echoes that language that he put on social media.
What do you think? No, hold on. One question that I have for you is this. Trump said, no war. Stop killing Ukraine and Russia.
That's not going to...
No, hold on. But when it comes to Israel and Palestine, he's like, we're going to send all the weapons we have to finish the job. That means destroy whatever you want to destroy until you destroy Hamas. It's not controversial like that.
It's not no serious war, because none of them are actually going to be an actual threat. But Russia and Ukraine and us going to war with Russia is a problem.
To us, yes.
To us, no. To the whole world, because we are the biggest. And then we have like the biggest economic impact on the world. Like Russia has their allies, and everybody is Russia save us, and everybody, and then we have, so we cannot go to war. So it's like, obviously, dude. And then it's like if we want all that terrorism to stop and all that disrespectful stuff to stop, then we have to go in, be the big brother, come in and say, stop. This is where you draw the line.
So what do you think about this weapon being sent to Ukraine, to Israel? That's American money as well. And also people being die, like thousand, and it's not going even to stop. Remember when he said, we're going to rebuild Gaza, we're going to move you out, go to Egypt or Jordan somewhere, and then we're going to rebuild the whole Palestine. It's going to be beautiful. And the Arab countries say, no, we cannot do that. Actually, they put a plan together, like 100 billions to rebuild the whole city themselves. They say, we don't need any money from outside. All we need is security to rebuild the country.
That's money.
That's after Trump said he's going to move everybody out and they rebuild it. They said, no, we're going to rebuild ourselves.
That don't work like that. You don't get to do that. That's not good business.
Yeah, they want, because they're afraid to, if they move people around, they rebuild the city, they're not going to allow them to come back.
That's a trick. That's a trick, bro. That's a trick.
So they don't, yeah.
That's not good. That's not good business.
So why Trump cannot stop both wars? That's the question. Why he's going to give some people a favor and some people screwed?
So then that's the same thing that you could say about Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah, so it's controversial right there, bro. Politics is all
bullshit. And it's those aren't politics. Those ones aren't politics. There is something else behind it that makes logical sense.
It is politics.
You can say it's politics, okay, but at the end of the day, it's all business, because in good business, bro, okay, you build a house and you say, I need 10 supervisors to supervise this house while I build it, right? You say, hey, no, I don't want no money from you because if you give me money, then I'm gonna have to give you some type of percentage of my house that I'm being built. You know, good business.
Yeah.
So in your mind, you're like, okay, how can I give him the short end of the stick? Just give me supervisors. Just give me a whole bunch of supervisors, and that way we'll build it ourselves and we don't need no money from you. But guess what? You have to pay your supervisors. You out your pocket have to pay these supervisors on the clock 24/7. And then you have to pay for for them to be shipped there, shipped back. You have to pay for their food, their clothing, their artillery, their gun, everything. You have to pay for all of that. So it's like, that's not good. That's not good business. You're trying to give me the short end of the stick.
That's the difference. Trump is going to solve this issue in a business way.
In a business way.
But this is a political issue. These are not business issues.
You're right. But you very right. There you go. There we go. Now we're making some real progress.
Yeah.
Because
Can I predict something? And you're gonna come back and tell me that was true. The whole deal with Russia and the US, the whole deal that US is going to stop supporting Ukraine, that the whole deal is to get Russia to US come, so Israel will be able to do whatever they want to do without Russia interfering. You know, this is what I mean. Netanyahu, who is the prime minister of Israel, he wants to destroy Iran. Destroying Iran meaning, because they say Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Trump also said that Iran can never own a nuclear weapon because they will destroy Israel. So Israel has a plan to destroy Iran, right? Or to change the regime. So Iran and Russia, they are working together for that aspect because of the war in Ukraine. So Israel cannot attack Iran, because if Israel attack Iran, Russia will have to intervene because they are now allies. So Trump is being smart to bring Russia in US camp. So when Israel attack Iran, nobody's gonna come to interfere. That's the deal. If you follow the politics, that's the deal. Israel now is quiet. Why? They know the deal. That's what's going to happen.
I'm gonna say this. All right.
I'm telling you, you're gonna come back and tell me, hey, that was correct.
I ain't disagreeing with you, brother. But at the end of the day, yes, those are politics, and that's
dirty politics.
Yeah, but that's where we need to draw the line and say, no, we're gonna do business. Because if we choose to do politics in those dirty times, it's gonna backfire on all of us. It's gonna hurt us if we don't try to take care of ourselves first. And it's not like that, because we have plenty of Palestinians and Israel people that's over here right now, and that's probably in our army and everything. Yeah. Yeah. But guess what? Whose back was this country built off of? I'm not saying I don't care about those people, but what country, who built this country? Who was on those plantations getting whooped, beaten, tortured? There was white people that was slaves too. Who went to war with the South when we had our own war? Okay, when we had the North versus the South, who intervened? Who helped us? Who got in the middle and told us, hey, stop it?
I guess nobody, right? Nobody, huh? I agree, bro.
And I'm not saying that I'm not going to make slavery excuse, because I don't even want my people to be thinking like that.
No, the history teach us. We make our decisions based on the history. That's correct. You're correct.
Yeah, so it's like dude, it's like whatever you want to say, bro. It's like, bro, we were on these fucking slave plantations getting whooped, beat, taken from our parents, taken from our mothers, our brothers and sisters. And you think I'm about to be, it's not like I don't care about these people, but it's very hard for me to be sitting here, oh, let's go help these people. No, bro,
You're not alone.
we were building this country, getting raped, taken away, all type of crazy shit was happening.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
So
most people feel that way.
okay, and then nobody jumped in when it was North versus the South, when it was the Civil War. Where were y'all at when black people was put on the front line to get shot and bombed first? Where was y'all at? Where was anybody at? Y'all didn't say nothing then. They put us on the front line so we can get shot and bombed first, using us as shield protection. I'm not going to make every white person look bad. I'm not trying to make them look like criminals, but this is just the truth. We was put on the front line. Where was our help at? Who said something? Did Iraq say something? Did Iran, did Ukraine? Did anybody say something? No. So I'm not going to say I don't care about these people, but it's very hard for me to put these people first when history's shown that these people don't put us first.
America first.
And history shows us that these people run around, copy us. They like our culture. They like the way we dress, our rap music and everything. But you still sit around and look at me and tell me I can't date your daughter, or you tell me I'm not worthy enough to be in the same graduate class as you. I'm not as smart as you because I'm not Indian, I'm not Chinese, I'm not Iranian, I'm black, I'm an African American. I'm seen as a nigga that sags and carries a gun that kills his own kind. But ain't nobody stand up and say something when we was enslaved, when we was taught this, when this was thrown in front of our face. And this is the aftermath of them taking our ability to read and to write and dumbing us down for so many years. Ain't nobody standing up then. Ain't nobody really got nothing to say because Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter until Black lives have to matter. Until everybody sit in the room with an AK and if Black Lives Matter, you get over there. Black Lives Matter, you get over here. Everybody can say what they want to. It's really time to really crunch down and say something. And same thing about your own people. You could take Palestinians, you could take Iraq, and everybody can say what they want to. It's really time to get on the battlefield. It's really time to do something. So all you have is none but this. That's why I don't like these people. I don't really like news channels. I don't really like politics all like that because all I hear is just people like this. Because in reality, in a real commander, a real president, real generals, real people that was real said they was out there on war, out there on the horse with their people. And hey, we seen what Trump did. He flown out during Christmas to visit his soldiers. He flown out during Thanksgiving to visit his soldiers during when all of this bad stuff was happening. And it was like no other president really done that before. So his military has more respect and is willing to go to the farthest extent for him.
So how much are you satisfied, or how much do you support what Trump is doing if you compare to other presidents? Because most Americans say Trump is crazy. He's a different president. We haven't seen
because it's business.
Before, you know.
It's business.
He's cutting this and he's doing this and we haven't seen it. Why you do this? You know, like none of the Republican president or Democrat president have done what he's doing.
And then let me say this.
What do you think? Why you sound like it's not too bad? It's not too bad.
When was it California that had that big fire?
Yes, it's still. Yeah.
Why did it? It's so Biden was president for how long and he didn't do nothing? And it took Trump a couple of days to fix that problem. And then it was another problem that was just like that. And it took Trump a few days to fix it. And it's like, so you people have the ability to do so, but you're not doing so because that's politics. That's politics. That's politics. Trump, yeah, he's a businessman, but he's going to step in and play politics because that was so-called Biden's way of business. waiting and getting all these fouls and everything pitting up because I don't want to just throw out money to you because we got to give money to here, give money to here, give money to here. That's bad business. And you're not politicking in your own country correctly because you're politicking for every other country besides your own country. That's not right. And you can say that we're trying to help the little dog. We're trying to help the little dog.
Okay.
No.
Okay, you can't. Okay. Since you bring it, let me ask you another question. Trump stopped all this aid to every other country, Africa, Asia, everywhere. He stopped all this money that was sent to help people who are in.
He didn't stop all of it.
He did.
He didn't stop all of it.
Okay,
He can't stop all of it.
Okay, doesn't matter. He stopped some. Okay,
He stopped some.
Some people lost a job. Some kids can't get food now. Some people can't go to school. I'm talking about those poor countries. He stopped. He stopped. He paused all those aid to make America first. Right? What do you think?
Hey, this is what I gotta say. Why were we putting 2 feet in the pot while everybody was putting a couple of toes in? That's not right to America.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean.
So I forgot what it's called.
No, I don't understand that kind of saying.
Because it's like why are we the only people that's putting most of our money into the pot while everybody else is putting a little bit?
Okay, I got you.
And they already ran the numbers and showed us how much we was putting into the international pot and how much everybody else was putting into it. That's not fair. That's not fair at all.
But that's how America became a great country.
America became a great country because of slavery. What?
Yes, but also because they've been sending this money, then they have the right to control what's going on over there because they give them money. It's like corruption. They give them these billions and they say, hey, because we gave you this, you gotta do this. I mean, that's
business. That has nothing to do with politics and emotions. That's business. Hey, if I give you money, we want this. We want to dig here. We want to do this. That's business. So if I choose, so you're telling me I'm obligated to do business with you? You're not obligated to do business with anybody in this world.
Yeah.
That's like me and you going half. That's like you telling me. That's like you telling the bank, hey, I want a loan, and you put down half of the loan, and you're paying off half the loan. Now you don't have nothing to bring to the bank no more. You're not paying off your loan. You're not giving the bank money. You're not bringing the bank money. You're not bringing the house money. What is the bank going to do? The bank is going to take away your house. They're going to seize your loan, and you're going to declare bankrupt. This is just the real world. That's just the real. That's how the real world works. The real world don't work off of that. It never did.
Okay, I agree.
You
And
kill a man.
I'm okay with some of your stuff. I understand some of your stuff, but when it comes to America being a superpower, once America stopped to help other countries, America is gonna be like every other countries. That's the problem.
No, it won't.
That's the problem. Because when you give people in these countries,
We're
money,
never, my fault for cutting you off, but we're never ever going to just stop helping countries. But we're going to stop sending you money for no reason.
that's America first. That's what Trump is trying to do.
Yeah, but when you're sending 200 billion, 300 billion, 200 billion, 150, 100 million, 200 million here and there, and you don't even know how these people are spending it, because most of these people are getting that money and they're going to spend a portion of that, and they're going to get military equipment, get this and this and this, and then the rest is just sitting there in their bank account. And this is what all real good business people know. Because what do you do when you take a loan? Say you had to buy 2 properties, and you took a loan out for, let's say, 500 grand. You're going to take that loan. You're going to put most of that down on that property. Then you're going to keep some of that money as leverage just to You
Yes.
know, just
Yeah.
to play. So our money is just sitting there right now. Our hard-earned money, our hard-earned taxes are just sitting there right now. That's what all good business people know. When you do business and you're actually good at business, you know that little extra, there's extra money that's just sitting there right now. Ours. Why don't you send it back? No, you're not going to send it back because you want it. You want to keep it.
Okay.
And it's not like that. We're never going to ever stop helping our allies because we have allies. We're not going to stop helping. Come on. Honestly think. They told Trump's going to ban abortions. What did he ban abortions?
No.
Oh my God, we're about
No.
to go to war.
No, he
Trump
did
is about
not.
to close a war. Are we in war? So the panic, the nationwide panic and everything, is no reason. It's no point. It's no reason to panic. It's not like that.
So thank you very much. I appreciate. That was a good talk, and yeah, you are so much in politics. You are so much in politics. So I appreciate that, and thank you for everybody who was watching. Please come back, and we will stay here waiting on you. And we appreciate your time. And for those who has not subscribed yet, please go ahead, consider to subscribe, like our video, and tell us what you think. We are ready to listen. Thank you, and I'll see you. We see you next time, Malik. I appreciate you came in.
Appreciate you too, brother, for letting me speak and hearing me out.
Yeah, man. Cool. Thank you.